just realized I forgot. I'm in my grandpa sweater. Lucas, how are you? Are you staying warm up there?
I'm good. I'm actually in. I will tell you in a moment once you introduce the show where I am, why I'm freezing cold, but it's actually very relevant to today's topic.
It will be. You and I tackle a brand new topic every single week here on Social Media Makeover. I'm always excited for the streams that you and I have together, but I've got to say, I'm especially excited for today because this is my favorite vertical of Instagram. Very
And
favorite.
it's very underutilized, and which is why, like, if anyone has a key takeaway, it is to just do what we're doing after this. It is I think, the best connection type of
A
content on
hundred
Instagram
percent
and
stand by. I
social
just lost
media,
audio in my headphones.
and
Let me just put you
and
on other
not
speaker.
enough people are doing it. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about best tips for Instagram Live, which is our both of our favorite content out there.
I didn't actually know that this was also your favorite. I didn't know that. I thought like feed posts, like static images were your favorite. So this is news to me.
I do love a good carousel, but like I think I truly felt like a content creator when I started going live. I started like I know we're doing Adobe Live right now, which is, even a step above Instagram Live and social media live streaming. But yeah, I didn't feel like a true content creator till I was like, I'm gonna put it all out there, go live. This is me. If I mess up, I'm messing up. It's not polished, it's not edited, and that's what I like about this format.
Would you say that this is the format that most people have fear and anxiety for?
100%. And I think it's for those reasons I just mentioned. We're so used to being able to edit, right? We're so used to be able to like snip and clip any video content. I don't know about you, but like I'm not a one take wonder. When I'm recording a video for social media, I'm like, okay, I messed up that sentence, redo. Okay, I messed up that sentence. And then
Yeah.
eventually I get like the perfect script read and then I clip it and edit it and that's what gets posted live right now. Instagram Live, so many other platforms have live right now. You're just putting out what you're putting out. There's no going back. You just push forward. And I love that.
I love it too. And I will even say, I think this makes you more confident as a communicator. It certainly helped make me more confident as a communicator in this format. Um, we think to ourselves, oh my gosh, Instagram Live, who's going to watch that? My challenge to you, audience, would be who cares who watches it? Think more about the value that you get from the experience. Of course, it's great if people watch, they chime in, they have a dialogue, they learn something new from you. We're going to give you an Adobe Express template today, a remixable template, as we always do here on Social Media
That's
Makeover.
what we're all about.
We're all about it. We're going to actually, I can hop over and share my screen.
Yeah.
Lucas, why don't we talk a little bit about this? Um,
Yes.
we made this little template. We started with this today. So it's really simple. I see your little cursor
Oh,
there.
there I am. There's my
There you
bubble.
are, friends. For those of you that are joining us, if you're new to Adobe Express, you're going to see Lucas and I co-creating today. And while we've like half baked some things to kick off today's show, the whole point of Express is that we're able to actually co-create quickly. We're able to co-create live. Okay, so you can see his cursor there. The changes that he updates, the pages we add, all of this is going to be reflected in real time. And so it's very cool for you if you're working together as a team. If you're a creative and you've got clients that are maybe using templates that you've created for them, this is a great learning moment. It's a great collaboration moment to hop in here and actually interact, which you're going to see Lucas and I doing today. He's already messing up my design. Look at him
I know. I was like,
moving
I gotta
things
put it back.
around.
I gotta put it back perfectly. He's gonna know.
So no, 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 I do know. You're right, I know. I want to come back to this. idea of living. By the way, can we say hi to the chat? Thank you, Idara, for putting our remixable template. That's what we're showing on screen. It's always a pleasure to have you here, honey. Bliss is here. Oh, I'm so glad Bliss is here. And let's check over on YouTube. We've got some good people over on YouTube. I'm going to keep an eye on both. I know we've had a long day of streaming. We're 1 hour later than we normally are. But friends that are joining us, you're going to be so happy you're here because Lucas, curious to get your thoughts on this, but if I had to pick one vertical of Instagram that has been most transformative in my business, I would have to say it's Instagram Live for some of the reasons we talked about. Getting confident in your delivery and your presentation. Yes, it matters what our audience gets in terms of value from our content, but friends, it also matters what you get out of this
Yes.
activity, if we want to call it.
Yeah, I think as you've said, like it is definitely something that is involves stepping out of one's comfort zone. We're not born ready to do live broadcasting, but I think regardless of any other format, any other way you can share content and show up, if you want to build trust and show people, I know what I know, and I'm not fake. Go live and show people. Hopefully, you're not fake, but go live, show people what you know, put yourself on the spot, and it's phenomenal for building trust. As Phil and I have with this show, which is every 2 weeks, and we love to see the same audience show up, new audiences. I always say my question, if you're in the chat, how many episodes of Social Media Makeover have you tuned into, whether it's live or on YouTube afterwards? But I love to see who's been here for one, who's been here for two, three, four, because we're really stringing together all these episodes to truly be like a social media course. We're going to have every avenue and every channel of social media covered, and live is probably the one you have not tried yet. So, like I said, takeaway from here, go live. If you do anything, try the template. We're going to show you a very unique way that you can go live on Instagram that nobody's doing, but give it a shot.
I love that. I think this is so exciting. And I'm glad you reminded our audience that we've got a whole backlog of episodes, 5 leading up to today, that tackle all different aspects of social media. We talk a lot about Instagram. People are looking at the screen going, Phil, what the heck is that?
Yeah, what is
Well,
this? What do we
yeah,
got?
what is this? Well, it's our Instagram Live template. Um, I'd like to say I was an early adopter of Instagram Live, pushing it to the max. So being able to, for example, share media on screen during a live, a lot of people don't know that you can actually pull from camera roll
Yep.
um, over to your live stream right in the middle of your broadcast. So we are giving you a template today. It looks quite simple. Lucas and I are going to duplicate a few pages. We're going to stick with our social media makeover branding. And actually, if we're up and we're feeling crazy, I think we are, Lucas. We're
I think
actually going to
so.
go live today.
Yeah, yeah, like we are gonna go live within a live. Within
Yes.
a live. We are live streaming our live stream for all of you. We're gonna go live on Instagram while we're live right here on Adobe Live.
We might break some things in the process, and that's okay. That's how we learn. Point being is that you spend the few minutes that you will with us today, either live or watching the replay, and start to think about Instagram Live as a really viable um, vertical of Instagram.
Hmm.
We've talked a lot about how you hop into Adobe Express. Maybe you pull up your brand like this. I can obviously click on my own brand, pull from my template that I use here, which is a text only post, or I can pull up another example brand here. Remember in Adobe Express, you can populate all of your brand assets, logos, colors, fonts, and templates. Um, I love that I've got all of this at my fingertips, but I also love that I can think about Instagram Live as a way to create video content without the fuss and muss of having to edit it after.
Right.
Lucas, you gave the example of like, okay, do the take again because it's recorded, you can just redo it. But when you're live, like us right now, right, you don't always I mean, you can't. You have to just go. You
Yeah.
have to just go with the flow. And as a video creator, it's pretty amazing to be able to look back at what you create and go, that's a finished asset. Like that's done, right? Like there's no redos. You just kind of do it and you build confidence in the process and you also build content that you can repurpose. Would you agree?
That's a great point. Like going live and like Phil said, reposting the live, which Instagram lets you do. It posts like a kind of like a pseudo reel, that's a piece of content every week. So if you're struggling to show up, I suggest minimum 3 or 4 times a week. I think that's a good sweet spot for showing up. And I love how Phil is going to be working in the document while we're chatting about this.
Yes, I
But
am.
showing up 3 to 4 times a week is, I think, very important. A little bit less, and you might not stay top of mind. More than that, if you're a one-person team, that could be exhausting and lead to burnout. But 3 to 4 times a week, if you're hearing that and saying, well, even that feels like too much, make an Instagram live with those posts, repurpose it, and even better, make it an Instagram live with a friend, with a colleague in your space. Little a huge tip, already starting with the tips here. You can go live with up to 3 other people. So Instagram can have up to 4 people in a live. And that means you're being shown to your audience and 3 other audiences. So the opportunity to like grow and to also be seen by other audiences that maybe have never discovered you before is massive. The last thing I'll say, because we love to talk about collaboration and collab posts, and Phil, I love how you are just designing this away while we're doing this is
Yeah,
phenomenal.
thanks.
I'm distracted by how good it looks.
I mean, I'm
Collab
just like plunking things down, seeing where we end up.
post the live as a collab after. So let's say I go live with Phil, I go live with our friend Ruben, I go live with our friend VJ, and those are our 4 people. I would repost it and I would collab with all 3 of the other accounts. So it's now living on all of our feeds. It is the best way right now to grow your audience, except unless you're like going viral, but you're going viral should never be your strategy. So live is reliable, consistent growth, and that's what's important.
Oh, I love that point that you've made. So while you were making that point, I was just having some fun with like, again, friends, a very simple design. The template that we've given you is 1080 by 1920, typical vertical video format. This is the optimal size of the media that you would share to screen. I'll explain all of this in the hour. So will Lucas. We're going to work together on this. Literally starting from this template. Okay, obviously this is just the title page. On this second page, I would recommend duplicating this and just having a copy of this. We've indicated avoid areas, okay, which is this area right up here, which is where your camera is going to go, as well as the comments down below. We want to avoid putting any important information there because it won't be seen by the audience, okay? So I also intend for you to delete this, okay? Actually, I have it grouped. I clicked on that specific layer, but you should be able to single click and delete that entire layer. This is what you would want to download to your computer. I'm going to download it as a PNG. Fantastic. I'll probably quickly airdrop that in a moment over to my phone. We've got that ready. Maybe, Lucas, you and I spend a few minutes to prepare, let's say, 3 graphics that we can have
Yeah.
ready on our camera roll for when we go live. Friends, Lucas gave you some tips on doing a live with someone else. For something like that, you probably don't need to prepare media. The conversation you'll have with your co-creator is probably enough. But we're giving you this resource for when you are like, okay, I'm going to go live on my own. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to say? Well, friends, lean on this new Adobe Express template to leverage all the amazing projects you already have. This design, this template I made today in 15 minutes using the thumbnail of our episode today on Adobe Live. This is literally the thumbnail. I went here, resize, and then I clicked under here under social media, and I went Instagram Reel or Instagram Story, same size. Duplicate and resize, honey. Duplicate and resize, and just I got rid of this, move some stuff around. If you forced me, Lucas, to pick my favorite feature in Adobe Express right now, it would be this resize. And then particularly if we have an image at play, the expand image is just
Yes.
transformative. Oh my God, this is
It's
like,
actually my favorite feature too. People
is
ask
it?
me like what do you love about Adobe Express? And I list off quite a few features, but one that people are always like, I didn't know you could do that is you can resize like Phil is saying, but you
Yeah,
can have different sized documents and designs all in this same
one
thing.
place.
So Phil and I are working obviously with the same size because it's going to be for our Instagram live, but you could put like a YouTube thumbnail or like an email list header in this exact document that we're working in, and it wouldn't matter that they're all different sizes. And that's what I love.
Yes, 100%. I'm just kind of playing with some little final little design bits here. We've got this little yellow box that we use. I might give it some life here. And then
Oh, I like
I'm
that.
gonna hop to the next. You're working on the next page, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna list some tips. Like, so again, if like, because I don't think people have seen this before. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
people like this is what how cool this is. Like, what Phil and I are doing is similar to like how he is sharing his screen on the medium you're watching right now via Adobe Live. During the Instagram Live, he's gonna pull up these images, and in that avoid area in the upper left, that's where Phil's face is going to be. And
Yes.
you can literally lead like a webinar or like a presentation on your Instagram Live, which is such like a nice change from just like, here's my face or here's two people's faces. So again, let us know in the chat if you have seen a live like this, or if you have, if it how long ago it was. But this is something that like if you are looking to really give a high quality Instagram live, this will blow your audience's mind.
100%, honey. Let's bring back Instagram Live. Like this was the thing to do when we were all quarantined, hiding
Yep.
from the world. Everyone was live on Instagram, and I hop on there now, and guess what? I never see, unless it's
People
you
go live.
with like our
Yeah.
friend Juan and a handful of other creators, Shannon, etc. You guys go live, but friends, this is a missed opportunity. It is easier to create live video than it is to film, pre-record, set up your camera, get high quality
Yep.
audio, fuss with all the tech, the gear, the time it takes to record and then edit and then redo. When you go live on Instagram, you go literally live. You can actually do a practice run, which I'm going to show you in a
Yep.
moment. Um, but make this really easy for yourself and just commit to sharing. I don't know, Lucas, you're always good at giving people like starter tips or prompts. Like, a solopreneur or a small business owner commit to going live twice a month, bi-weekly,
Yes. Yep.
something like that, and maybe sharing 3 tips, right?
Yes, have a rhythm that you can follow. That's what we're actually going to use here. What do you think? We if we put
I
together like
love
a
it.
nice little 3 tip highlight?
I love it. And where are you getting you're pulling these assets from icons or where are you getting these?
Yes, these are all icons. So
Love
I'm
it.
in Elements on the left,
Love
and
it.
I am going to the icons from there and just finding a bunch that I can change the color of easy. This is my bring a friend. There's our 2 people right there.
Yep.
Let's
There's
see what else I
something
can do.
so cool, by the way, that I just noticed. This has to be a brand new feature. Friends, if you are as familiar as we are in Adobe Express, you take note of the UI updates and the reshuffling of features. But there's something cool that I have never seen before. Gotta love when you see something new on a live stream. There's something here called ideas based on your file. This is
Oh, I have not
so
seen this yet.
this is so cool. So it has a keyword in the middle, and then it's suggesting icons, Lucas, so you don't even have to use your brain.
This is very cool. I like that it just appears for us, which is awesome.
I swear, they wait until we're on a live stream to like click the update, and then they're like, we're just gonna prank them. I think that's what
Let's
happened.
all right, what's Luke's and Phil's schedule? They'll be on. All right, that's when we'll add this new feature, ideas
Literally
based
the
on your
end of the
file.
day. Push the update. Yep.
But
Literally.
what I'm seeing is perfect because like
Yeah.
it's showing like 2 hands holding, right? Like bring a friend. That's what I'm guessing is why it's showing that because our
Yep.
topic here is bring a friend. We're talking about tutorial based content. It's showing a screen share. That is very neat.
Yep. Yep. Love it. Is this one ready to ship? Because then I'm gonna click download while you make
That
some
one
of the others.
that one is good. Yep.
Okay, great. I also can open the Adobe Express app on my phone, save it to camera roll. I don't know, maybe I'm a boomer, but I feel like I'm always downloading and then moving it over via AirDrop. What's your way of like moving things to your phone, Lucas?
No, I am a total airdropper.
Okay, good.
I could never go back to a non-Apple device, whether it's my laptop or my phone, because I rely on AirDrop so much.
100%. Friends in the chat, we're not ignoring you. We know you're here. Um, have you gone live on Instagram before? I made the mistake of making my screen too small for you, and this monitor is so far from my old eyes. Really embracing the grandpa sweater today. That's my energy. Um, I want to know, have you guys gone live before? Have you thought about it? Do you think it's uncool? Do you think it's cool? Are we re-inspiring you to maybe show up in this vertical, particularly when my friend here with 400,000 plus Instagram followers tells you to do it? You probably should. You probably should.
It is how Phil, can you switch to the fifth page just so
Yep.
I can show what I'm working on?
Yep.
But it is absolutely how I've grown many of those 400,000 followers.
Really? You're not just
It
saying that?
sounds odd, but it's like over time, bit by bit, right? Like live by live. Let's say I get like 25 new followers each time. That has been a significant part. And a lot of people unfollow. If I have like a viral post, I find people will follow me and then like a week later they unfollow me. But
Interesting.
with live, those people stick around.
Um, I love that. That's so insightful. And friends, like I feel, I mean, we're always talking about this stuff while we're co-creating. These little nuggets of gold that you get from Lucas O'Keefe, put those in a in a valuable drawer in your brain because he literally doesn't hold back when it comes to talking about growth. Like I haven't been quite as focused on my Instagram growth, but you always inspire me to think a little bit more about it. My head is always thinking about YouTube. But I just, some of these things, especially when you make it sound easy and you make it feel easy, these are all things we can be doing, not just to grow followers, but to grow our business and our
Yes.
reach, right?
Show up, grow your reputation. What do you think works for rhythm, Phil? I'm trying to replace that microphone. Do you think like a
Um,
music note?
yeah, music note.
Yeah, there we
Cute. And then
go.
while you're finding a music note, do you want to explain what you mean by find a rhythm?
Yes, I do. So, find a rhythm, as you can see with this calendar icon I've shared. We basically mean have people expect how you're going to show up and when you're going to show up. So what I mean by that is, like Phil mentioned, maybe you're doing it bi-weekly. You're committing to two per month, and you have a friend who you're going to go live with. Same day of the week, same time of day, every week, every 2 weeks, show up, even if it's for 10 minutes, and you will see people continue to grow in their attendance for your live. When I first started, I used to do the 15-minute marketing live with a friend of mine named Trevor. We would do
Oh
this
my
every
gosh, I
Friday.
forgot about that. Sorry
Do
to
you remember
interrupt you.
those?
Yes, I literally totally forgot about that.
People still bring those up and say like, "Hey, we used to love that. When are you guys doing that again?" And it was literally just every week we showed up. We ended up getting like big guests on too. We had like
Yep.
Neil Patel was our guest once, and he said yes, even though we weren't large accounts. He said yes because we were like, "We've been doing this for 100 weeks straight. We would love to have you on."
That is so cool. Can I tell another fun story?
Yes, please
While
do.
on screen, I'm showing you guys, if you've just joined us late, we're not quite at the halfway mark, but some exciting things are about to happen. Let me just tell
Oh
you.
yeah.
Shortly, we're actually going to hop over to Instagram. Not yet, but we will. I'm going to do a practice live and show you how you can do this. Bliss said, I've only ever, no, Adara says, I've only gone live once. I want to do it more. Bliss says, I've never gone live. Friends with like creative assets, portfolio projects, work, branding projects, illustrations. This template that we are handing to you today on a golden platter, literally, it's gold, um, you can use to showcase your work. Get back on our radar, right? Get back on the radar of your audience. Use a visual to prompt a discussion when we actually hop over and do the test live, which I've got my phone here ready to rock, we'll give you some tips along the way. But by no means do you need to be perfect. I feel like in an age of AI, we kind of like when humans make mistakes and
Yep.
remind us that they're humans. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
I think it's better. And so live is just this great like human format. I said that I was going to tell you a story. Adobe actually found me from Instagram Live. I don't know if you know
No
that.
way.
Yes. I started as an ambassador back in the dark days 4 years ago, and it was still called Adobe Spark. I was discovered by an Adobe employee. Shout out to Mallory, bless her heart and her soul. Forever eternally grateful for her. She spotted me on a live and said, I think this guy would be good as an ambassador. Referred me in, and the rest is history. Here I
Well,
am, folks.
I
Here I
have to
am.
be thankful for that story too, because
Yeah.
I became an ambassador because you were an ambassador. So that is awesome how it goes full circle.
Thank you, Mallory. We love you. You're already working on tip three. I think that's good. Like, I wouldn't go more than like three or four slides.
Yes.
You could, but it might get confusing to keep track of on your camera roll. You'll see that in action in a moment.
Yeah, how's that? I think,
I
and
love it.
I actually love that. Like when this tip I'm putting right here, prepare ahead of time.
Yeah.
I put a little post-it note for a while because we'll share this when we actually go live and on Instagram, which again, if you're just tuning in, we're going to try to go live on Instagram while also on Adobe Live, and we're going to see how it goes. But when I say prepare ahead, I mean just a little bit. And what I used to do for the longest time that I still swear by is I would just take a post-it note and I would write my
Love it.
3 points I wanted to touch upon on that post-it note. I would stick it to my tripod or the brightly lit window I was in front of, and I would just make sure I said those 3 things. And that was it.
I feel
Easiest way to
like
be prepared.
I feel like the design of our thumbnail and show this week is really an ode to your post-it note day. Would you not
Yeah.
agree?
I didn't see that till you just mentioned it, but that makes a lot of sense. Exactly.
Um,
Yellow sticky note.
So I thought before we hop over to my screen, actually, I think for the purposes of production, we will be going over to my screen here. I
Yep.
wanted to just throw up an example. Let's say you're an architect or an interior designer. I pulled this image very quickly. Friends, this was me practicing this morning, which you're able to do on Instagram Live. I'll show you that in a moment. Don't you worry, you're going to know everything that you need to know. This is the template kind of what it's warning you, those avoid areas. You'll see my camera as a solo streamer gets put up to the top left. Comments, once we're live, will go at the bottom. Media fills the screen using that Adobe Express template that we've given you today. I just wanted you to see it in action. What I'm now going to do is hop over to my actual device. You'll probably see a lag or, yeah, see a lag from
Yeah,
what
I
you hear
see
and
you
what you
though.
see on the screen. This is me. This is real. I'm giving you jazz hands. Um, what I probably just give you like a little tour here. So what you see at the very top is highly important. This is the ability to decide who your audience is for your live stream. Okay. We could stream to everyone, which we'll do. We could stream to close friends. I have 92 of them. We
I was
could
gonna say
also,
that's a lot of close friends, Phil.
it's a lot of close friends. Yeah. I got some friends. Practice. Do you see that? A lot of people don't know. This was actually a newer feature added.
Yeah.
Um, you can um, you can do a practice run, which is what we're going to do today. Okay. So no pressure. There's no pressure. No one's going to see this except for all the people watching Adobe Live, checking the comments over my shoulder. Here we go. So we push go
Truly behind the scenes. This is
truly
wonderful.
behind the scenes. Checking the navigation. You are now in a practice live. Hey everyone, welcome to my Instagram live. If you're seeing this, you're catching the replay. Welcome. Okay, so we're about 5 seconds in. That's the Phil Pallen signature line for an Adobe or for an Instagram Live. Remind your viewer for the first 5 seconds, it's going to be no one there, but it's going to be the very first thing people see when they watch the replay. So, tip number one, as you go live, don't wait. No, oh, I'm just going to wait 30 seconds for people to join. No, honey, your audience, the replay, they are watching. And so don't wait. Don't wait for people to join. They will join and you will already be in action. So the first thing you say, hello. If you're seeing this, you're catching the replay. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Replay viewer. You don't even have to say them out loud. But that's hugely important. Otherwise, you will lose your audience. In the way that Lucas has taught us in the past how to write a hook, I would say include a hook. So something like, why on earth is no one Instagram living anymore? We're bringing it back today. And you're going to learn in about 5 minutes some super handy tips to be able to implement. The easiest way to create content is this. Whatever. I just did that off the top of my head. Did
No,
you
that's
like my
awesome.
hook? Did you like it?
I like it. And like I actually forgot all about that. Like how important it is to prioritize the replay,
Mm,
right? Because people are probably going to watch it that way if you do repost it. It is obviously, and it caters to the live audience too, right?
Yep.
They're going to want you to start right away, and the replay audience is going to want you to start away. So it's a win-win.
Remember, we're in a practice live, so there's no press, no stress. Okay. So up here, we can push this little media, this icon, let me point to it right there. This is how you access media from camera roll right there. This is how you
Yeah.
mute if for some reason you want to mute. An example of that would be if you're in the same room as someone and you're live streaming, one of you should mute. If I want to flip the camera right here, I don't remember what this one is. Do you remember what this one is?
Um,
I literally don't remember. Flip the camera.
I don't know. I don't know what that one is. Oh,
What I
that
sh-
mutes your camera. That mutes your camera.
oh, how do I get it back? There we
There you
go.
go.
Okay.
Flip the cameras underneath it.
I
That's
told you
where.
I'm in grandpa mode today. I wore the sweater. This flips the camera. Okay. So that's where I have a separate screen with all my chat, my little friends in the chat. How you doing over there, Bliss? We're going to get you ready to rock, honey. And you too, Idara. Victoria's here. Oh, we got the whole crew. You guys are going to be so ready to live stream. It's not even going to be funny. Okay. Highly important is right down here, the little plus icon. This is where we're going to invite people to join. Okay. So Lucas and I will actually go live here momentarily after we do a little practice run. Um, that's where you can add more than one person. So you can stream. What is it, Lucas? Up to four people?
Up to three others include plus you. So yeah, four.
Four
I
total,
don't know why I
three
made that so
others.
confusing. Four including you.
Makes sense. If you are doing a format that's conducive for questions, there is a question sticker that the viewer can see, which looks like this right down here. Okay. That means I can put the question on screen and and then we can answer it and people can see the question. If it's the way that it used to be, you couldn't actually see that on screen in the replay. So it's very important to say the question as well. Don't just rely on comments on screen as well as that. Do you know if that's still the same case nowadays,
It
Lucas?
is, yes.
It
Yeah. You
is.
want to make sure that you are reading it out loud
Yeah.
and yeah, speaking it out there. Same thing too. Like there's going to be a lot of comments coming in. Try to get that rhythm, that balance of how many comments you're trying to focus on. Are the comments useful for the replay? If you focus on it too much, you might lose people. So try to have that balance. Ooh, and I'm liking this already.
I like it too. I feel like this needs to move over slightly. So back on my computer, I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
gonna quickly swap the spots because I'm a perfectionist. That's my energy. Here we go. I'm just gonna
Very cool how quickly you're doing this.
airdrop it. Well, that's the joy of Adobe Express. I'm like, we could talk about it or we could just do it quickly. Um, and so this also, friends, is why we test. So I don't think it needs to be perfect. There we go. Hopped over to my camera roll. So then if we want to get rid of that screen, we can just stop the share, go back here. And Lucas, you made these like really nice, big, and easy to see quickly at a glance. So I'm generally feeling like we should live stream. What do you think? Or do an Instagram live? What do you think?
I think so. Okay. So we're gonna go. We're doing our live for real.
We're doing it for real. And
Yeah.
viewer, I mean, I can see the screen here. If you guys have questions while we do this, you're going to watch this Instagram live. That is a real Instagram live that Lucas O'Keefe and I
Yeah.
are doing right now,
No
live.
practice. No practice.
Hopefully nothing breaks. But friends, I'm showing you this, and then we'll hop back into Express to kind of finish the hour. But I'm showing you this because I want you to see the controls on my end, and I may talk through that. But also we're live, so we have to keep in mind we have Lucas's audience and my audience. Are we ready to go?
One thing I will say that's very important right
Please.
before is good little tidbit here. This won't happen to too many people, but there can be like a kind of awful scam people do where if you announce you're live beforehand, someone will see, oh, Phil's going live with Lucas a day before, and they'll make a lookalike account that looks like me and
Really?
hope that Phil invites the fake one because he's doing 10 things at once. He just sees my profile picture. He doesn't know if there's an extra E in the name. And people have been doing that to get invited to lives when they shouldn't be. So really just make sure you and the person, you're double checking the name. That won't happen. I'm not jinxing it. And this is also a complete surprise, but make sure you're double checking the name before you allow someone into your live. Never allow someone who you don't know and isn't planned to be there. It could be very risky.
Wow. I did not know that. I just learned something new. That's wild.
That's social media, man. It's the wild world of social media.
Um, well, this is great. So I'm going to end my practice live and we're going to do this for real. We planned this to a certain degree, but we're going for it. So are we ready to go?
Yep, I am ready. I will look for it to say on my end, Phil has gone live.
Yes. And then I'll probably turn down my volume once we're actually here, but our friends on our stream can still hear it. And I should be able to hear you, Lucas, through the phone.
This is cool.
We're doing it, friends. Here we go. Three, two, one. Friends, if you're seeing this, you're catching the replay, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Instagram Live, kind of forgot about that, huh? We're bringing it back today. I'm going to be joined momentarily by my very sweet friend Lucas. So let me do a quick little search for him as you guys are jumping in and joining. Not only are we live on Instagram, but we are live on Adobe Live at the moment, teaching our There you are.
It's working.
Amazing. This is so good. How are you?
I'm great. So as people are trickling in, what we're doing is Phil and I are simulcasting live on Instagram Live, and right here on Adobe Live.
It's so good. It's so good. Except you have a bazillion more followers than me, which is going to bring the audience. So thank you for that. I'm the one that benefits from this equation, not you. But you and I were talking. We're like, we should bring this back. Like during the pandemic, it was like the thing, wasn't it? It was like everyone was streaming, everyone was live, and then it just died. And I feel like we need to bring it back, huh?
Yeah, this is like very. I hear a little bit of an echo from me, by the
I
way.
know.
Just
I don't know
yeah,
how to turn. I need to
I'll
figure out it's
I'll
me.
speak quietly, but one maybe mute Instagram Live while I'm talking. So
Okay,
hit the little.
hold on. There we go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so there we go. So the big thing was why I'm actually in this location. This is the first place I ever live streamed from. It is my parents' basement, which I returned to specifically for this Instagram Live themed episode that we are doing. But yeah, we are right here, and that's where I decided to return to because this is where the original place that I first ever went live before I moved out, got my own place, and have since created a lot of content right there.
That is so epic. Oh, wait, can you hear me? They can still hear me. Can they hear
Oh,
me?
you got to unmute.
Okay, I have to unmute.
There.
Okay, okay. So sorry. Yeah, we knew there'd be like a little, but we're doing well. We're getting it done. I love that story about you coming back to this moment. Notice, friends, that when you start a live, notice that there's not a ton of people at the beginning, but you want to speak to your replay viewer, and then people trickle in. And as much as great as it is to have a bazillion people in your live watching and engaging, um, chances are that's not going to happen right away. So you maybe want something to keep yourself busy. Hey, I'm getting ready in the morning and I thought I would bring you in. Here's a little look at my day. Here's what I'm up to today. Or here's three things I've been thinking about. The ability to share media on screen. What I might actually do, Lucas, is I might kick you out um, while I finish this, and then I'll share those graphics on screen. So if you are together streaming, you probably don't need to share media on screen. Lucas and
Right.
I always have enough to say. Anyways, um, Lucas, you've been an amazing guest. Thank you so much. Now get the heck out of here. How do I get rid of you?
I'll leave. I'll see
Okay,
myself out.
okay, you leave. Okay. Um, I will stay on, and then friends, we're still here. So what happens when we want to share media from camera roll? That's how we do it. Lucas and I are streaming live on Adobe Live right now, and we have a remixable template that allows you, that gives you a template to share this media on screen while you're talking away like this. So we want to bring back Instagram Live. Isn't that a good idea? It's like everyone was doing this during the pandemic and everyone just forgot. So tip number one, bring a friend, do it together. You don't need a script. You don't even really need to plan it ahead of time. If it's someone that you know and that you can talk to, you'll just kind of get into a rhythm. Speaking of tip number two, find a rhythm. If you're going to stream on Instagram Live, then commit to doing it twice a month or once a month. Like a podcast, it's a great chance for you to get together with someone and catch up and bring others into the fold. Last tip for this mini and speed round of Instagram living, prepare ahead of time. So the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get. But even come in prepared with 3 tips. Better yet, prepare with the remixable template. Wade says, no planning. I'm in. You know it, my friend. Kieran's here. Hey, Kieran. Also, acknowledge your audience. Lucas, that's tip number 4 that we'll add. Tip number 3 is prepare ahead of time. Don't prepare too much. You don't need to script it word for word, but if you have 3 talking points that you can bring to the table, awesome. That's enough to create an amazing Instagram live, which is wonderful for the people that join you live. But if anything, it's even more valuable for the people that watch the replay. This gets sent out to your audience just like any other post would. So treat this as a quick way to create video content just like that. I'm going to wrap it up. If you want to see and join us and continue with us, go over to Adobe Live's YouTube channel, where Lucas and I are streaming our episode right now of Social Media Makeover. Thanks, friends, for hanging out. We'll see you later. Okay, so just like that. So, Lucas, can I hear you over here? Okay, great. So, no, you're muted.
I
Unmute
was
yourself.
muted.
There we go.
Sorry. You
That's
know
okay.
what? We not too bad. That was very cool. We were live while going live.
We were live while we were live. It worked. I love it. Before I leave this screen, I often recommend to people view insights. Obviously, this was a very quick live, so we didn't get a ton of traffic, but who cares? Take a screenshot of this moment. And that's something that if you're doing this on behalf of clients or you want to keep track of your analytics, best way to keep track of that, I always find is just take a quick screenshot and then we can click share. And then I think, Lucas, what does this do? This puts it out as a normal post, so I might write a caption, tag you, etc.
Yes, it'll go up as a reel on the Reels feed. And I think Instagram recently, don't quote me on this, but Instagram recently said something like if it's a longer live, which many of them will probably be like 5, 10, 15 minutes or
Yeah,
longer, it only lives for like 30 to 60 days, then it's
got it.
gone. But by then, if people haven't seen it, social media goes very quickly. The lifespan of a post is usually about a few days to a week, anyways. So people will definitely see it in the time you want them to be seeing it.
100%. So few opportunities here to be plugging Adobe Express into your workflow. We could pre-design that cover and upload that from media. If I wanted, I could use, so see, I click cover. That's what I just did. I can grab a still from the stream or I could click add from camera roll. And then this is perfect.
That's
That's like
great. Yep.
literally the perfect cover for this, which we designed in Adobe Express and like done. Okay. Double purpose. So I could tag you in this. That's another thing for our friends that are joining us or watching. If you're doing brand deals, why not build Instagram lives into your partnership deals? You actually have the ability to tag a brand partner that you work with. And I think
That
that's
feels
a
new
whole,
as well.
yeah,
That
I
feels new
know it
too.
is. It's
Yeah.
new. I think it's so cool. And by the way, you can enable this without actually choosing a brand. Just a fun fact. You can still have it labeled as a partnership without even tagging the specific brand. They don't approve it in time, etc. Add a location, add fundraiser or advanced settings, turn off commenting or hide like and play count. So if you're like self-conscious about the views and the likes, which don't be, no one cares. Again, lead into this because you get more value out of this than anyone else. That's why we do this. Um, that's basically it. And then I might, we'll move on from there. But
Yeah.
pretty cool, huh?
I don't think many people have seen how cool that, like picture in picture asset sharing is during an Instagram live. I haven't seen a live like that. I've actually only seen Phil do that, is the only person I've ever seen do it. And
Honey, you're
I've never
always
forgotten
revealing
that.
your secrets on Social Media Makeover. It was time for me to reveal mine.
I just realized I can take my headphones out
You can.
because
Yeah,
they
me
were in my
too.
phone.
Me too.
But you're the only person that can do that, and it stands out. Like I think about your Instagram lives as like a step above the rest because you've done that. So again, if you are listening right now or watching the replay of this, and you want to stand out with Instagram Live, use this template, design basically slides for your Instagram Live, and lead a quick little webinar, lead a quick little presentation. I can guarantee you, your audience who is on that feed, tuning into lives, leaving if it doesn't interest them, tuning into the next. If they open up a live and see what Phil showed, which is on-screen graphics with, your face in the top left corner, that is going to stop their scroll. That is going to stop them from leaving, and they're going to stick around for a bit. So it is definitely something that is underutilized. I think, Phil, something else I would probably add to this that we can
Please.
maybe work on, the importance of promoting your live beforehand.
Yes, I'm
So
so
again,
glad you're mentioning this. We
yes.
almost, Lucas, I feel, sorry, I might actually come back to our remixable template
Yep.
because I feel like we could use our remaining minutes. Oops, we could use our remaining minutes of this stream and almost like create a suggested schedule of how to promote your lives. We did not
Yeah.
promote today. We didn't plan for it. We didn't have a ton of viewers because we didn't tell people ahead of time.
Yeah, I would love to like show we're going to be going live at this time. We can even leave I think your guidelines that you've created at the bottom there, that would
Yeah.
be a good in the original, that would be a good spot to leave like where the countdown sticker would go. If we were to post this as an Instagram story, we can talk about that. But yeah, let's show how easy it is to make this into a story that we would post to promote, hey, the live's coming. Input your questions in the question box.
That's such a good idea. I'm sad that I deleted that little cute little icon. I'm going to add it back because I think it's a little cutie. So are you on the same slide as me, page 7?
Let me get to it.
Okay.
There we
There
go.
you are. Okay, I'm sorry, but we have accomplished so much tech today. It's blowing my mind. And
This
we've
is so
still like,
smooth. This
we've
is so
kept up with
smooth.
each other. I'm impressed.
Do we want to put like a picture of us? Like if we get like I could probably find a picture of me. I don't know if you want a picture of you and we'll like put it on this slide or
Let me do it. I'll grab it from the thumbnails.
sweet. Oh
Stand
yeah,
by,
nice.
stand by,
The,
stand by.
and this is my favorite way to actually I'm glad I completely forgot about the thumbnails. This is my favorite way to promote a live. Just literally screenshot the person's profile picture or ask them to send you a higher quality one if they have it. And then just put those bubbles there because they're going to recognize your face. They're going to recognize your host or your guest and post it as a story. Tag yourself, tag them, and you can all share it mutually, which is the best way to actually get that attention out there.
I always love when you tag me and then I get to go out to your massive. Do you ever think about the number of followers you have is like bigger than most cities, Lucas,
I have not thought about
especially in
that.
Canada?
There's always every once in a while I see people do that like kind of overdone post where they're like, next time you think 100 followers isn't a lot, here's what 100 people in like a stadium looks like. Here's what 1,000 people in a stadium looks like. And I've seen that one a lot.
Yeah. It's true though. It's true. And I guess we have to remember algorithms prevent our entire audience, from seeing the content we create, which is maybe even more reason for why you should be creating in different mediums and verticals.
Yes. Yep. Is that okay? I'm kind of
Yeah.
messing with your text box here.
No, you're supposed to. Upcoming Instagram Live. So something like this, something like this.
Yeah, we could do like topic, like how to. Well, actually, what was our episode title again? Forget.
It was here. Best tips for Instagram Live. Let me
There we
let me
go.
bring that over for you. Let me make your life simple. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Nice. Well,
This is
came to my
co-creation
right.
at its finest. Going back to the chat, um, Bliss said, I didn't know there was so much going on under the hood for going live. There is. And that's, I think, one of the reasons people avoid this. They see it and they go, nope, not today, Satan. But actually, arguably, it's one of the easiest. Arguably,
Yes,
it's
it
one of the
is.
easiest when you get comfortable. And your first live doesn't need to be a blockbuster. It could just be you saying, "Hey, I'm just testing this out." I guess the only caveat I would say is do not wait 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes for people to join. That is my greatest pet peeve. Jump right into the material. Maybe not the most important thing that you need to say at the 30-second mark, maybe more at the 2 to 3 minute mark. But like, do not wait because no one is going to stick around and wait for you to go, Okay, just waiting for more people to join. Nope. Jump right into it.
Yeah, value the people who are already there, right? Don't keep them waiting.
Yeah. Oh, this
So
is
what
the
I'm putting
tap the countdown
here,
sticker. Explain what you're
yeah,
doing
so
here.
this so something that we like to highlight because again, a lot of our designs end up on Instagram, right? Instagram has its own features and buttons that you can use, stickers as well as what you would probably call them for stories. So what you're seeing here is when Phil and I upload this as a story directly on Instagram, the feature that is the countdown sticker that you can put into a story. And as we have here, 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern time, I could put the countdown sticker right here in this space.
Yep.
And again, you might have to fiddle with it a little bit. And it would I could say countdown ends 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern time, Thursday, April 3rd, which is when
Yep.
we did this live. And people can tap on it on their stories. It's a moving countdown. They can see how much time is remaining until 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. And they can tap on it to get a notification of when it's starting. So that's why it's important to put these instructions. And while it looks like there's a big space here right now, when we post the story on Instagram, that would be filled with an interactive Instagram sticker. Something else I will add too, Phil, that is a very interesting tip. The Q&A sticker that people can do. So you can have the Q&A sticker and people can, like Phil said, you can answer questions live during your Instagram live. Something people don't realize is if you're, having trouble waiting for questions to come in or you don't have too many people in the audience submitting questions, you can actually post the question sticker on your stories. And as long as you don't replace it with a more recent question sticker, when you go live, any questions people submitted to your stories will still be loaded in there when you go live. So you can have like preloaded questions instead of just waiting for people to tune in and ask the questions while they're watching you.
I love it. So I didn't know that. You just taught me something new. Here I thought I was the master expert in Instagram Live, but I always learn something new from you. We
Oh my
might,
God, and you did the timeline while I was talking. That's amazing. So yeah, like trial and error it. I'll probably move or it's kind of nice because if Phil could cover the tap the countdown part, we could
yeah,
easily bump that title up to make more
yeah.
space. But play
But
around with this.
also,
Start with the template we gave you and modify it to make your own that you can use for this.
exactly. So we're not just thinking about the live, but we're repurposing using that resize feature in Express to create some of those additional assets. Always a good idea to like have this ready to go. So it's one
Yep.
less thing for you to worry about. You can make this any color that kind of matches our vibe. I mean, come
Oh,
on.
very cool.
Look how good that looks.
Yeah. And you could like maybe tag me and you underneath. Like you can use the mention
Good
sticker to mention our
idea.
names.
Good idea.
I
And
always love to do this. Yeah. So you put,
I would add mine, even though I'm sharing it to my story, because you would reshare it to yours.
yep.
And I want all of Lucas's followers because he's worked so hard to gather them and I haven't. So I just want to take them all. There we go. Okay, there we go. So
That
something
is so
like that
nice.
now
Yeah.
makes that linked. When Lucas basically clicks to reshare my story, um, I'm looking at the feed, by the way. I just got distracted by how cute this frame is. Everything is like purple and yellow and brown, and it's just the cutest damn thing. And I just got
It is
totally
perfect.
distracted. No, so fun. I mean, how this is so fun. So that we just created. Not only we did a live, but we actually created a promotion for this that gets shared out as a story. We both get tagged in it. Goes to both audiences. Friends, are you feeling better about this? Are you feeling good? Check in
I
the
hope
chat.
so. Because again,
I
it's
hope
just
so
just
too.
get started. It's like a band-aid, rip it off. Try it. Start with a friend. Don't just do it alone. Like we
Yeah.
said, it's a lot better to just do it with someone because then you're just having a conversation. You don't need to even prepare anything in advance.
100%. I'm going to switch back to my Adobe Express window here for our final few minutes. One last look at this template that we've created for you. We even used it today to build out assets. All we started from was this right here. Remember to delete the avoid area. This is to remind you while you're working on your design where to avoid putting your key visuals and graphics. Get rid of that, download it, move it over to your phone, have that ready. I suggest doing that shortly before you're live. So it's like the most recent photos so you can pull them quickly when you're live. Friends, that is how you do Instagram Live. And you do it better with Adobe Express as your creative partner. The Create Anything app, we certainly pushed the tech to the limits. Thank you
We did.
to Lucas.
We
And also
got
thank you to Ryan, our tech man
really
behind the
creative.
scenes that was like,
Yes.
what the hell are you guys doing? We did it. We did it. And thank you guys for hanging out with us for the hour. If you joined us late, watch the replay. Tag us in your Instagram story, or sorry, Instagram live replays. We want to see what you create, especially using this template. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out with us on Adobe Live today for all the jam-packed streams we've had. We'll see you back here in a few weeks with a brand new episode of Social Media Makeover. See you later, friends.
Rough, sweet. That worked perfectly.
I think so. I did not hear your cue at the very beginning. That was probably my fault. I was like, I didn't know when you said okay. I didn't know if it was the start of the. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Yes, thank you. I didn't hear your cue at the beginning, so I might need you to like, that was literally my only thing. If you just make it obvious for me as a dummy. I didn't know if you were, when you said, and now, I didn't know if that was the start of the credits or that was us talking. That's why I didn't start right away. I was like, oh, damn it, he meant me, not the credits. Oh, don't worry. I think as long as you just like say, okay, credits starting now, 3, 2, you're on, then I know. But like, who cares? I think they trim that out for the replay view anyways, so it's totally fine. Also, that's fine. And also, it reminds people that we're human, was part of the theme of today anyways. That was really fun. Thank you for indulging us with all of that.
Thanks for letting us
like,
do that. That was great.
You know, I feel like it worked out really well, even having it on a dedicated screen of what I had here. It seemed to work really well. Yeah. Thank you. I love Instagram Live, and I'm hopefully that like I think that was I just like it's such a missed opportunity for people. So
Yeah.
oh, that was great. I'm like in a really good mood after that. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for being a superstar and making us look good. Tell us if you have any feedback for us or things that you need us to do